With us once again, although it's been a few years since our last visit, is Donna Stefans from Stefans Law. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you, Donna. Thanks for having me.
At that time, we were talking about how you started your own practice. I believe your father had inspired you, or someone along the way inspired you to start your own practice. Is that the case?
Yes, so actually my practice is with Marilyn Stefans, my mother, who started an accounting practice and financial planning. And here I was on my way to do all of that. So I have my accounting and financial planning licenses and then went to law school to do what I consider the financial planning of the law, which is estate planning and elder law, also, and it really encompasses asset protection.
Okay. So asset protection, explain that to us. So once somebody buys something, is it that you're looking at that asset and helping them do the right thing with it? What does that mean exactly?
Well, the asset that you're actually protecting is you, your life. When people come to me often, they think about doing a will, right? When they die, they want to just make sure everything's taken care of. But we try to take care of what we call life care planning. So preparing for taking care of your life. If something unexpectedly happened where you fell ill or needed any kind of care, it can be extremely expensive. So protecting you to make sure during your life, your assets are situated so that you get the right kind of care the way you would want it, while also keeping your family intact at the same time. So from the legal perspective, the only way you can do that is by appointing the right people to take care of you, take care of your legal, financial affairs, and your medical decisions. So we start with the basics of who's going to take care of you while you're here, and not just what happens when you're gone. We'll take care of that later.
Why do you feel people so often don't really put that plan in place? Is it just uncomfortability?
Well, truth is, this is what keeps people up at night. They think about this and then they're up in the morning not wanting to think about this, not thinking about death and dying. This isn't going to happen to me. I'm just going to go along my day and everything will be fine, because it's easier to think that. It's a tough subject. But the reality is, if we just hit it face dead on, right, just spend the time to sit down and make a plan, we can go forward with our lives and make sure that we're taken care of and we have the peace of mind that our family will. Truth be told, it really only takes getting into an appointment to get the ball rolling. But, people don't plan to fail in this area. It really is the coin phrase, people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. And what you're leaving behind can be extremely devastating for everybody that you love.
One of the things now that things are opening back up is that you are a well-known, well-traveled speaker. And you do workshops on these things, and you're like a guest speaker at many different events. Are you happy now that you're able to go out and meet with the public and be at these events to help others?
Absolutely. Many times people come to my office and say, I needed to hear more about this. I didn't hear anybody tell me that I needed these things. And then they're in crisis. So when I'm able to meet with people in person, we did it by Zoom, but in person, people can really ask the questions they want to ask and really pay attention and write down the things I'm saying so that they know what they need to plan for. I always consider workshops and events like doing a check-in on yourself.
Okay.
If you have any of these things in place, great. If you don't have these things in place, let's get working on it so that you know where to fill in the blanks. Because if you fall ill, the last thing you want is to be stuck in somebody's legal department or in a guardianship in the Supreme Court because you didn't appoint somebody to take care of you, and putting your family through that and putting you through that. That can be extremely time-consuming and horrifyingly expensive.
Now that you've done this for a while, without naming any names, can you share with us a success story? Like somebody that had come to you, they put the plan in place, and then they implemented the plan, and it made life so much better for them.
Well, when we meet with people, we don't just do documents. It's the beginning of a relationship. So we create a legal plan based on a financial plan, and we put the two together so that as you go through life, you check in and we make sure that if you're sick, it's fine. And if you pass away, things go the way they should be. It's important to have the right cast of characters in place to make things happen right. So I've had some very sad situations that at the end of the day, the families came in and said, thank you so much for making it so much easier for me. So any of the plans that you do, it's about making it easier for your life and your family. So sad horror stories, we don't want to hear. We want to know that when somebody passes away and they have to face the distribution of assets, that families with children or people with special needs get their assets set up for them so that they can get government benefits and not fall off of them because they got an inheritance. That's the biggest one that I see. But if you're planning for small children, they can't get a $200,000 inheritance in their name, right? You don't want to be stuck in the courts. So every little step you take to plan for each of your family members, making sure that a spouse has the ability to support themselves in retirement. That if you're gone, if they don't have Social Security and a pension from you anymore, how are they going to live? So it's in the detail of every person's situation to make sure that their family is taken care of. So people don't want to just they want to do a simple will. There's no such thing as a simple death. So there's no such thing as a simple.
Right. They should just stop calling it that.
Right.
A simple will. It's just a will.
Exactly. So we want to make it simple.
Right.
So that if things go south, your family's taken care of.
Thank you. As always, it's lovely to see you again. Donna Stefans Law. Please reach out to her if you have any questions from anywhere in the globe, right? I'm sure she'd be willing to help you find the resources that you need. And thanks again for watching.